Hi guys, and welcome to another video on my channel, Football Canapes. And yeah, so yesterday was quiet, wasn't it? I mean, like we there was so much stuff that was going on. I mean, it's almost unbelievable to just pack it in. Today I feel like I don't have enough time to talk about all the topics. So where should we begin? We will begin with the We'll begin with the World Cup and the massive upset that was Saudi Arabia coming back from 2 goals down, 1 goal down to beat Argentina 2-1. It's been I mean, like, there have been a lot of upsets. I did a video on. Um, I did a video on what have been some of the biggest upsets in the history of World Cup football, but that was following this result, and USA beating England in 1950, North Korea beating Italy in 1966, and Cameroon beating Argentina in 1990. Argentina, who were the defending champions at that time, they were. Uh, Diego Maradona's Argentina, and they lost 1-0 in Milan at the San Siro. So, I mean, yesterday I thought, of course, I hadn't seen all the games and all the games, but yesterday it felt in the first half that when Messi scored, it was inevitable. You look at some of the results that Saudi Arabia have had in the last few in the last few World Cups. They've qualified 2002. They were hammered 8-0. Then they were beaten 4-0 by Ukraine in 2006, and then 5-0 by Russia in 2018. They were playing the first game of the tournament. So I mean, like, I just don't know how to put it in words and put it out there, just how big a upset this is. Group C of the World Cup we're talking about, uh, and yeah. So Messi scored, and then after the break, it felt like. You would feel like that with the heat, yes, Saudi Arabian players would be used to it, and but Argentina is not a country that has had cold weather or something like that. They are a South American country. They should be able to handle the heat, and but they just weren't. So Saudi Arabia came from a goal down to beat Argentina 2-1. And where does this leave Argentina? They are at the bottom of the group. They have two matches left, one against Mexico, one against Poland. Um, ideally, they would want to win both the matches, and top the group. If they do win both the matches, I don't think Saudi Arabia will win any more matches in this World Cup. I think if Argentina win both the matches, they'll still finish top of the group. And yeah, the other result in the group, which was of course Poland drawing nil-nil with Mexico. Um, it was a game which I always felt would finish nil would finish as a draw, but didn't see it as a nil-nil kind of a draw. It was expected goals in this game. Both teams have players who who know how to score goals. If you look at Poland, they have Zelensky, Robert Lewandowski. Mexico have having Lozano and other players that they brought in, Hector Herrera, these type of players, but it wasn't to be. It Robert Lewandowski missed a penalty. Still, he's still waiting to score a goal in the at the World Cup. Last World Cup, he didn't score. Poland had a terrible tournament. They went out. They were in Group H with Japan, Colombia, and one more team. I don't know. I'm forgetting the name of the team. Some African team. I think it was. So. So the result of Poland versus Mexico, I think, was a good result for. It was a good result for uh, Argentina. That gives them, kind of. It keeps their fate in their own hands. I mean, it would still have been in their own hands if if any of the team had won, but now they can still top the group. The topping of the group is in their hands as well. So, so that ways it is pretty good for Argentina. But the performance yesterday was dreadful. Yes, there was. I was looking at Twitter. There was some controversy around um, one goal that was ruled out for offside. Maybe it wasn't offside, but it's an automated technology that they're using. They shouldn't be getting it wrong when it comes to offside decisions. So um, I don't believe that it was like it was a technical glitch or whatever. But it's a bit hard to understand how they got it so wrong. uh, at I mean the Argentinian team I'm talking about, how they got it so wrong. At in this game, they, regardless of the heat, the weather, whatever the excuses they want to make, they should be beating Saudi Arabia. I mean, like, you have to earn your right to play, but it was a decision or a result that. Uh, that has the tongues wagging, as we say, and yeah. So I mean, mm, and as I said, there wasn't much to talk about when it came to Poland versus Mexico. It was. It was a game that was. I expected more excitement in that particular game, but it wasn't to be. Robert Lewandowski missing a penalty. I mean, like, I don't remember Robert Lewandowski ever missing a penalty. Be it for Bayern Munich, be it for Borussia Dortmund, Poland. In fact, I think it was against Sweden in the game that they needed to win. That he scored a penalty as well. It was the second goal of the game, and yeah. So Group C is interestingly poised. I think if Argentina win both the games, the next two games, which I think they are more than capable of, they should be able to. They should be able to. You know. They should be able to. They will be able to top the group, and then they'll take on the runners up in Group D. Talking of Group D, it was I mean, Tunisia are seen as a team that is perhaps the weakest of the all African teams. They were if you look at the other four teams, Senegal, Ghana, Cameroon, and Morocco. So Tunisia are perhaps the weakest team in this out of these African teams. And given the fact that Denmark could only draw and Tunisia had their chances as well. Um, I feel Denmark would be slightly disappointed with the way things went in this in this match. Uh, I watched the second half very closely. It was Tunisia never looked in trouble, but Denmark had the chance with Cornelius, who came on as a substitute. He basically had a tap in basically, and he had just had to make one. Even a hair would have done that thing, but I mean. Figuratively speaking, but the ball after the corner, Andres Christensen heads it back, and it glances off Cornelius's head and hits the post. So I mean, it was what it was. Uh, it was what it was. The match ended in draw. Um, for Denmark, it is now Australia and France in the next two games. And Denmark should be able to beat Australia. They should be able to beat Australia. In If they can't, well then they'd be heading straight back home, depending upon the results. And it would be disappointing for them because they had the chances. Casper Dolberg had a chance. He should have scored. He didn't, and. Yeah, so Denmark would be thoroughly disappointed with the result, and they have all to do, and depending upon where they finish in the group, looks unlikely that they will finish top of the group because France came from a goal down. Looked like another upset was on the cards when Craig Goodwin gave Australia the lead against France, but as it turns out, it was France who came back. Goals from Mbappe, Giroud, Rabiot, and who else scored? Who else scored for France? Let me just have a look. France. Giroud scored twice actually. Australia, their their goal difference has taken a battering as well. They are now -3 and at the bottom of the group. So it's a tough one for Australia. They qualified. Uh, they beat. They overcame Peru, I think, and I mean they would have had hopes of progressing. I don't know how much this result affects them because I don't think for whatever they did or they didn't do, they they expected a result against France, world champions France, even though they are injury ravaged. France yesterday they lost Lucas Hernandez. Lucas Hernandez to an ACL injury. His season is over. It's been a season of injuries for France as well. They've lost Christopher Nkunku. They've lost uh, Karim Benzema, and Giroud, who didn't score in the last World Cup, has now got two goals in this World Cup, and Kylian Mbappe, who was the star, the breakthrough star of 2018 World Cup, has yet to open his account. I say yet to open his account, but he would of course be pivotal for France going further forward in this World Cup. And no matter what anyone says, I think France would do reasonably well in this tournament. So let's see what happens going forward in this World Cup today going into tomorrow in about 2 hours time we have Croatia versus Morocco from Group F, and then we have two Group E games. We have uh, we have Germany versus Japan, and Costa Rica versus Spain. So these two games, I think Germany and Spain should win these two games, and last game is Belgium versus Canada. I think Canada, as good a team as they are, they have some really good players in Alfonso Davis of Bayern Munich and Jonathan David of Lille. They would struggle against Belgium, who were the semi-finalists last time round, and I expect Belgium to beat Canada. I expect Croatia to get the better of Morocco. Just Morocco have some good player. Hakim Ziyech, I think, is back in contention for Morocco after being sidelined for a long time. So it would be interesting to see how these two groups pan out, because for me it's pretty straightforward. Group E, Germany and Japan, Germany and Spain go through, and from Group F, Belgium and Croatia go through. So it would be interesting who goes through, who, if there are any upsets like we had yesterday. Spain have had injuries as well. You know, their strike force isn't the best. Left back, I think Jose Gaya has withdrawn because of injury. Uh, Alvaro Morata, can you win a World Cup with a player like Alvaro Morata who hasn't done it? Consistently at the top level. Germany, Timo Werner is injured. Who's going to be the main striker there? So it'll be interesting what Germany do. They have a good midfield with in Gundogan. Kai Havertz has been excellent for Germany, at least, even though he's been poor for Chelsea. So this is what it has been for these teams in the build up to the World Cup. I don't know if there would be any upsets. All the teams would be on their guard moving forward. They've seen what has happened to Argentina. If you're slack or your luck is not quite in, as it wasn't for Argentina yesterday, 2 or 3 goals ruled out, rightly so, for offsides. It's obviously automated technology, so it it shouldn't be they shouldn't be getting it wrong in theory, but corruption word has been used for this World Cup quite a number of times. Anyways, this is for the World Cup. There were a lot of other things to be talked about when it came to the came to the football, club football wise. I'm talking about uh, you know um, uh, Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal take on Ghana tomorrow, and before that, yeah, last week we were all talking about the interview that he gave to Piers Morgan. P.S. Morgan in that you know P.S. Morgan Uncensored. And yesterday the news came official. It was official. Everyone knew it was going to happen, but yesterday it was official that Cristiano Ronaldo and Manchester United have mutually agreed to part ways. Of course, you can't go in any walk of life. You just cannot go and criticize your bosses, your peers, your immediate bosses, your owners, like what Cristiano Ronaldo did. Um, as Cristiano Ronaldo said in the interview, he felt he was provoked by people at the club, and he had no option but to give that interview. He left the ground in a preseason friendly against Rayo Vallecano. He left the pitch side against Tottenham Hotspur after refusing to come on. Um, some people might say that you can agree, you can you can you can understand where Cristiano Ronaldo is coming from. You can understand his point of view, why he did what he did. But uh, there's a limit to what you can do. And he did cross the line. Um, when Sir Alex Ferguson was the manager at Manchester United, he used to say nobody is bigger than the club, and that is true. That is true. No one is bigger than the club, and be it Cristiano Ronaldo, be it Eric Cantona, be it David Beckham, be it Ruud van Nistelrooy, be it Roy Keane. You just cannot do what you did. Just in case, if you don't know, Roy Keane did an interview with Manchester United's in-house TV, which never saw the light of day. That was, and after that, Roy Keane was effectively fired, and this is what it feels like with Cristiano Ronaldo as well. He I don't know. But I mean, like I said, that this feels like that he was effectively fired, but maybe he was asking for it, giving that interview, and that left the club with no choice. So Cristiano Ronaldo got what he wanted. Um, the club got what, I don't know whether the club got what they wanted or not, but it was what it was. It was what it was. Cristiano Ronaldo, put out a statement. This is what Cristiano Ronaldo said after leaving Manchester United. Following conversations with Manchester United, we have mutually agreed to end our contract early. I love Manchester United and I love the fans. That will never change. However, it feels like the right time for me to seek a new challenge. I wish the team every success for the remainder of the season and for the future. So this was Cristiano Ronaldo's statement. Cristiano Ronaldo scored 145 goals for Manchester United across his two spells. Uh, More than 100 of those goals came in the Premier League. He's one of the very few players who have scored 100 goals for three different clubs in three different countries. He scored more than 100 goals for Juventus. 450 goals for Real Madrid. He's their all-time top goal scorer, Cristiano Ronaldo. That is, he of course, Manchester United. He has also scored 100 goals for Portugal in international football with the number of hat tricks. I think he has the record for the number of hat tricks. Not sure exactly how many he has, but I think it is in the 20s for all clubs combined. And yeah, so this was his statement. It At this point, sitting here talking about it, it feels like a bitter divorce. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo came back. He played that game against. He played in that game against Newcastle United, the team I support. He 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 scored two goals in that game. If it wasn't for Cristiano Ronaldo, I have no doubt that Newcastle would have won that game. It was 1-1 at that point of time. Um, Two goalkeeping errors by Freddie Woodman, who's only young. He's now on loan at I think no, he's been sold. At He's now at Preston North End in the Championship, doing reasonably well in the top half of the table. I think they are, and yeah, so he scored two hat tricks for Manchester United, and yeah, so Cristiano Ronaldo has now left Manchester United. He's a free agent. Let's see who he signs for. There's been reported interest from Chelsea. He's been previously linked with Borussia Dortmund. Uh, he's been linked with Marseille, Sporting Lisbon. If he wants Champions League football, would he go to Marseille? I don't think so. Sporting Lisbon aren't in Champions League, and the other team, Chelsea, they have been linked previously with Cristiano Ronaldo. Todd Bowley is a fan. Would Graham Potter want him? He already has Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who he can't fit in his team. So Aubameyang, Ronaldo, Sterling. I don't see that being the right fit. But then it's Chelsea. We expect some odd decisions. So if he does sign for Chelsea, good for them. But I don't think it will work out for Ronaldo at Chelsea. Their style of play is completely different. They have Havertz, Pulisic as well, who can also play up front. Armando Broya, who's I'm not saying he's Cristiano Ronaldo, but he can hold the ball up. He's pacey as well. So I don't particularly think that going to Chelsea would be a good idea for Cristiano Ronaldo. Maybe the thing that he was talking about in his interview with Piers Morgan, going to going to Saudi Arabia, where he was reportedly offered around around 350 million pounds for 2 years. Maybe he'll go to Saudi Arabia, Cristiano Ronaldo, that is, and maybe that is something that he'll explore. I'm not so sure. He said that he'll only play for 2-3 more years. This is his last World Cup, and and let's see what happens with Cristiano Ronaldo, and we'll see what what happens with the Cristiano Ronaldo. But wish him all the best. I don't know. Just one more point on Cristiano Ronaldo, that I'm not sure whether he will stay in the Premier League. The style of play in the Premier League is different to other leagues. Also, we have been told by all the journalists and people who are you know who who follow the game on a daily basis. I do too, but I mean, like, I respect every other league, and yeah. So Premier League may be the best league in the world, but the difference is small. So, anyways, this is what it is about Cristiano Ronaldo. Wherever he goes, all the best to him. It's been a brilliant career. You don't need me to say that. There's ample proof that Cristiano Ronaldo has been, you know, a goat of the game, and wherever it'll go, he'll always be remembered as one of the best players to ever don the jersey of whichever team he was representing. Anyways, Manchester United, as if there wasn't enough about Manchester United. Last night we learned that Manchester United have been put up for sale. Effectively, they say that the club is seeking investment in the regarding the owners are seeking investment in the club to upgrade facilities, etc., etc. And as part of this, seeking investment. As part of this seeking investment, if someone comes in and puts in money, then an actual sale can be considered. And this has been this is what has been reported by a lot of people who are in the know. And let's just go through the statement that Manchester United have put out. So basically, this is what the statement says. Manchester United PLC, one of the most successful and historic sports clubs in the world, announces today that the company's board of directors, the board, is commencing a process to explore strategic alternatives for the club. The process is designed to enhance the club's future growth with the ultimate goal of positioning the club to capitalize on opportunities both on and off. On the pitch and commercially. As part of this process, the board will consider all strategic alliances alternatives, including new investment into the club, a sale, or transactions involving the company. This will include an assessment of several initiatives to strengthen the club, including stadium and infrastructure development and expansion of the club's commercial operations on a global scale, each in the context of enhancing the long-term success of clubs, men's, women's, and academy teams, and bringing benefits to fans and other stakeholders. Executive co-chairman and co-chairman directors Avram and Joel Glither said whatever they said. The Rain Group is acting as company's exclusive financial advisor, and Latham and Watkins LLP is legal counsel to the company. Rothschild and Co. is acting as exclusive financial advisor to the Glazer family shareholders. There can be no assurance that the review being undertaken will result in any transaction involving the company. Manchester United does not intend to make further announcements regarding the review unless and until the board has approved a specific transaction or the course of action requiring a formal announcement. So this is a statement that has been issued by Manchester United. Just a couple of things which are, I think, which are of note here. One is Rain Group. So basically, Rain Group are a company that were involved in the sale process of Chelsea as well, right? So they they know people who are willing to invest, specific sums into Manchester United. They know people who have money, who can pump in money, who can buy Manchester United. Even today there is a news that in Dubai there are people who are willing to buy Manchester United for about 10.6 billion pound dollars. How much of that is in pounds, I have no idea, although the currencies, given the state of economies in both the countries, is pretty similar. So 10.6 billion pounds looks a little steep to me. So this is what it's been said. And one more point that I just wanted to highlight in this was, they talk about commercially as well, whether um I mean, whether they feel that commercially they can't compete with the other clubs. The thing with Team Viewer, where they said they are exploring options to back out of their deal of uh, of of sponsoring Manchester United. They pay Manchester United 47 million pounds every year, or 235 million pounds for 5 years. The contract ends in 2026, and one of their biggest shareholders, they said that they are willing to I mean that they shouldn't be putting in money like that. They aren't one of the big software companies like Oracle or SAP or others. Petrus Advisors is the name of that organization, and that's where we stand with this thing. They are also sponsoring the Mercedes is um, Mercedes is Formula One car. So it's been tough. It's been tough for Manchester United. When you look at Manchester United from, a little, if you start to dig a little deep, you see that there is a lot of investment required in the club. The stadium is uh, is not the stadium that it used to be. There were, there's a roof leaking. It would require a lot of money pumped in. The training ground, the Carrington training ground, is uh, is uh, is not state of the art. There is a lot of money required there. The playing staff is well, you can have your own opinions on where the if you rate the players or not, but there are a lot of average players who are employed by Manchester United on a lot of money. Even Casemiro, he's 30. He's been paid a lot of money. Real Madrid were paid a lot of money for Casemiro, and Ronaldo has moved on. Um, so Anthony Martial is injury prone. Marcus Rashford, drops in and out of form every few months. Midfield, Christian Eriksen is 30. Scott McTominay, Fred, they might do well this season. There are a few good youngsters coming through at Manchester United, but going forward, going forward, their there would be a need to put in quite a lot of money in the team, and I'm not sure whether Glazers and the kind of commercial activity that Manchester United are doing, whether Glazers or the Manchester United, the club itself, have enough money to compete against the likes of Manchester City and other big clubs, Arsenal, Newcastle United, who have recently come into money. So there would be there would be a lot of money coming into the Manchester United would require a lot of money that would need to come into the club for them to compete at the top level, as they used to do in the last decade or the last 2 decades, since the start of the Premier League till 2013, where they won 13 league titles. So, and is this a changing of the guard in Premier League? We know Liverpool are effectively up for sale as well. So both Liverpool and Manchester United being up for sale represents changing times. The European Super League was shelved. That was their avenue of getting more money into the club without spending out of their own pocket. Not that the FSG group, who own the Liverpool Football Club, and Glazers, they've never spent their own money. Even while buying the football club, Glazer family took on debt. They leverage the the sale of Manchester United in 2005 was a leveraged buyout. For those who don't know what leveraged buyout is, it's like you borrow money from someone and then you buy stuff for with that money, and then out of when you earn money out of that, you pay interest and pay off your debt as well. So this is what it was, and both Liverpool and Manchester United are up for sale. Um, Perhaps they know they can't compete with the other clubs that are now in the market. Champions League money um, going forward would reduce as in like there would be more teams. So unless there are more sponsors coming in, there would be there would be there would be less money, and the wages are increasing, so profits would dwindle. The economies are shrinking. Recession is there. So yeah, well, maybe it is the best time to get out of this football business, which you can look at it from two points of view. One is recession wise, it is recession proof, given that if there's recession, the money would still come and sponsor would still pump in money. But if there's money and recession is there and you need to expand, given that there is money for other clubs as well, then that is not a place where you want to be, where you want to spend out of your own pocket. So is this a changing of the guard in the Premier League with Liverpool and Manchester United both effectively up for sale? Depends on who buys them. These are American owners. Chelsea, we know, were bought. Chelsea were bought for around 4.25 billion. So how much will Liverpool and Manchester United will be sold for? They are historically bigger clubs than Chelsea. They have more trophies. So remains to be seen how much they go for, given that we are basically heading into recession, and in the middle of next, where it is really going to hit everybody. By everybody I mean everybody. So maybe they feel this is the right time for both of them to move. And yeah, so as we can see with Chelsea, it is taking time. Once Roman Abramovich left, it is it's been a difficult time for Chelsea. They are eighth in the Premier League on 21 points after 14, 15 games, whatever they have played. It's it's uh, it's uh, it's not easy, and FSG Group bought Liverpool in 2010, and Glazer family bought Manchester United in 2005, more or less around that time. So I mean, interesting. Why they have chosen this time to basically exit the club or dilute their ownership. Maybe they want risk spreading a little bit between different owners, and part of me says that we had too many American owners in the Premier League. Anyways, this had there was a risk of people taking decisions for their own good. And if we can have owners from different parts of the world, or maybe just England, then we'll see what happens. Previously we've had Previously, we've had Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who expressed an interest in buying Manchester United. Let's see if he comes back or not. Would be interesting to see if he comes back, and let's see if other clubs follow suit. I have a feeling that Tottenham might be up for sale as well. Daniel Levy and Joe Louis, who are the owners of the club. I read somewhere that they had offered the club to PIF, who now own Newcastle United for 3.5 billion. They said no. So we'll see, and things like these take usually take time. It would be around. It won't be overnight. Let's just put it this way. It won't be overnight, and we'll see how it pans out. Lastly, I just want to talk about. It's been reported. More or less what has been reported, it's been confirmed, not officially by the club itself, but Pep Guardiola is set to sign a 2-year extension at Manchester City. His current contract ends at the end of this season in 2023, and next season he would have been, free to walk out of the club, but he's uh, he's set to sign an extension with Manchester City for 2 more years. 2025 it will take his contract to. I mean, it does provide clarity for some of the players who who might be thinking that if the manager is not going to be here next season, should we be giving our 100% or not? That doesn't mean that he'll be here next season, but just that both Manchester City and Pep Guardiola now have assurances or support, basically. So good news for Manchester City, good news for every player that Manchester City has on its books. And yeah, so that's excellent for Manchester City. And given this news, I think going forward, when the season resumes in on Boxing Day, Monday, 26th December, I think it will be. We'll see the real Manchester City, not the one who lost to Brentford in the last game before the World Cup, World Cup break. And yeah, so I think they're still favorites for the title, and I feel that's great news for Manchester City. Am I surprised that Pep Guardiola has signed a new contract? I am a bit, because he was only there at Barcelona for 4 years. I mean, 4 years with the first team, a few more years with Barcelona for about a few more years with the Barcelona youth team. I think 2 or 3 years with the Barcelona youth team, where he started managing, maybe learned his craft, tried a few things, etc. And then he went to Bayern Munich, where after a break of a year, and he was only there for 3 years, and he then joined Manchester City in um, in uh, in 2015. No, 2016. So it would be around 9 years if he sees out his contract. So um, I am a bit surprised, given how Pep Guardiola works. He's so intense, that he's so intense that you usually get burnt out. You know. So congratulations to Manchester City. Whenever that happens, let's see when it becomes official. It should happen in a day or two. It's pretty clear that it will happen. That Pep Guardiola will sign his contract with Manchester City till 2025. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Anyways, that's it from my side. Please do consider subscribing to the channel, and do hit a like button. It helps the channel grow. And I'll see you in my next few videos. Shouldn't be long. The World Cup is on, and there will be plenty of talking points. Take care. Bye.